Foray Lepage, I think it's quite pretty. This one is just way too expensive, guys. It's 6,000 Australian dollars. So it's a little bit more of a statement style. It's the most cheerful and I use this so often. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jess. If you love shopping and handbag videos, please like and subscribe to my channel. I wanted to share some alternatives to the Neverfull. There's been so many videos about the Neverfull and it being discontinued and all these rumors, and I guess we'll just have to wait and see as to whether the monogram is completely discontinued altogether or what. Like, we just don't know. Maybe they're redesigning the bag, who's to say. But in any case, there are so many brands that do a Neverfull kind of silhouette, and apparently I learned from Hello Catwalk City's video, I'll link her video below about the Neverfull as well. She said that the Louis Vuitton Neverfull was actually inspired by the Goyard St. Louis tote, which came out in the 1930s. So that brings me to my first alternative, which is the pretty obvious one, the Goyard tote. Goyard in Australia, I don't see heaps of people wearing Goyard, and it's actually, there is no Goyard in Australia. It's a lot less common to come across a Goyard than it is to a Louis Vuitton. So maybe you might prefer the Goyard because it's the original kind of designs, a little bit less common to see than a Neverfull. I think they are quite difficult to get, but I've seen plenty on the pre-love market. Their main tote bag, I believe, is called the St. Louis, and it comes with a pouch as well. Comes in a few different like neutral colors as well as like red, and I've heard mixed reviews about the quality of Goyard. I've heard some people say it's worse than Louis Vuitton, but I'm not too sure. I've never owned a Goyard tote, but I hear, what I've kind of noticed is that you're either like obsessed with the Goyard tote or you're more of an LV person. The Goyard tote seems a little bit more thin and like it seems a little bit more flimsy than the Neverfull. Yeah, I guess it's just a different look, so it depends what you want to go for. Next is the Foray Lepage tote bag. So there's a Foray Lepage tote called the Daily Battle. We do have a Foray Lepage in Melbourne. It's actually a fairly new store. I've only been there one time and I'm not that familiar with the brand either, but it is quite an old brand as well as is Goyard and Louis Vuitton, so it's been around for a very long time. I think they initially specialized in making guns because they have this like little SLG, which is a gun, so I don't know, like, and battle tote, well, maybe they were like producing weapons, I don't know. But anyway, I don't know much about the history of Foray Lepage, but I do know that they're known for their like daily bags in canvas, and they have a very kind of, I quite like their canvas pattern. I mean, yeah, the Goyard one is also kind of nice. I mean, you can't deny the Louis Vuitton is probably the most recognizable monogram canvas, but the Foray Lepage, I think it's quite pretty. It has very subtle branding. The good thing about the Daily Battle tote is that it's got an adjustable strap as well, as in you can adjust whether you want the strap to be really high up on your armpit or down low. You can actually get the Daily Battle either with a zip or without a zip, so you might actually find that better than the Neverfull because you've got the option to get one with a zipper, which honestly for me I think would be more convenient. And they have a lot of neutral colors as well, not too bad a price, and when I went on the Australian website it was add to cart, so it's not like impossible to get like a monogram Neverfull. But yes, what do you think of the Daily Battle tote, guys? I don't hear a lot of people talking about Foray Lepage. It doesn't have the same popularity as Louis Vuitton, but as a daily bag, I think it's very chic. Next, I know Celine has been super popular lately for their canvas pieces, and they have a similar color scheme to Louis Vuitton. It's like this brownish tone, and one of the tote bags they have on their website at the moment is called the Vuitton bag. It's definitely a little bit more stylized than a Neverfull. It's a little bit more fashion shape. But I think this bag used to come with a big logo across it. It said Celine, but now on the current Australian website anyway, they have this plain canvas tote bag with the Triomphe logos all throughout it. I know a lot of people really like the Celine monogram because it seems a little bit more low-key than the Louis Vuitton monogram, and it's not as like oversaturated on the market. And I quite like how with this Vuitton bag it's trimmed with this dark brown leather as opposed to the Vachetta leather that you might see on a monogram Louis Vuitton Neverfull. I mean, it's probably not as practical as a Neverfull. The shape is a little bit more narrow, and the size is probably comparable to a smaller Neverfull bag, but I thought it was quite cute. It's a similar concept, like an open tote throw around thing. And I think this used to also come in like the lighter canvas as well, but at the moment, I don't know if this is a super popular bag, to be honest. It's a little bit more of those like fashion-y bags. Now, you guys know how I'm obsessed with Hermes, so I had to find an Hermes alternative. Honestly, I'm going to admit this is not a very affordable alternative. Hermes sometimes have their more reasonably priced bags. I went onto the Australian website and I looked at the men's section, because sometimes the men's section have really cool bags, and they have this tote bag similar to the Foray Lepage. It has like an adjustable shoulder strap, which is really cool, but this one is just way too expensive, guys. It's 6,000 Australian dollars. It's called the Etrivia Pocket 35 bag, and the bag in Goland canvas. I have no idea what that is. Let me know if you know what Goland canvas is. It has hunter cowhide, swift calfskin, and an adjustable shoulder with hand straps, 2 interior and exterior pockets, and palladium plated hardware. Palladium plated hardware, that's quite nice. This one, the benefit of this, it has a few more compartments to it. It's a little bit more low-key again. It's definitely an if you know bag. Like, if I saw this on the street prior to doing my research, I would have no idea this was $6,000, honestly. It does look quite nice, and it's available on the Australian website. Lastly, I'm going to talk about Chanel. Like, again, this is actually more expensive than that previous Hermes bag, but it is much more obviously branded and a little bit more of that like designer vibe. Like, you know, when you see a Louis Vuitton bag, like especially a monogram Neverfull, it's giving that like designer vibe because of all the monogram all over it. And I feel like the Chanel bag, it's a little bit more fun, but it's also very iconically Chanel because it says Chanel on it. So there's this Deauville tote, 5,400 USD. It's called the Maxi shopping bag in cotton, calfskin, and gold toned blue and white fabric. So it's a fabric bag again, canvas. I think this was like it looks like it could have been a runway bag. I know in the recent runway they had a few ombre Deauville totes as well, so it's a little bit more of a statement style. I mean, you can still get the seasonal colors at Louis Vuitton as well, like the Monoglam collection. So this is probably not a good neutral option, to be honest, but you can pick up Deauville bags in more neutral colors, I know, on the pre-love market, sometimes for really good prices. Even in the boutique, sometimes they offer more neutral colors like the beige and the navy, and I feel like they're a little bit more wearable than something like this colorway. It's a little bit more loud. But I know a lot of people love the Deauville tote as a daily kind of bag as well. If you're more of a Chanel gal, it kind of might go more with your outfits and your aesthetic. Yeah, but anyways, guys, let me know. Do you have any suggestions for alternatives to a Neverfull? Honestly, I just use Longchamp. I feel like this is the easiest. It's the cheapest. It's the most cheerful, and I use this so often. I also use my my Telfar medium tote bag a lot. Like, similar, it doesn't have the same kind of shoulder thing as the Neverfull, but yeah, I use these as my like throw around canvas-ish bags, because this is not real leather either. So they're my personal suggestions, but I thought I'd give you guys some other suggestions as well, and let me know, is there a Neverfull alternative that you would suggest? And thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys on my next one. Bye!